mentors, guides, ascended masters, archangels, galactic federation, council of light, elementals, fae, Mary Magdalene, our celestial guardians, beings assigned to our team for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, and all benevolent beings of light. Channel me the clearest message that you can with what we, the Galactic Golden Nuggies, need to know about the study of a starseed divine hybrid you are that has left everyone in awe, truly out of this world. You have known since you have been coherently conscious how different you were to what this realm required. You have known since you have been coherently conscious, since you have been very young, coherently conscious that you were different and that you would not conform to what this realm required. Okay, bet. We got ending and shine on. All right, you guys, what is up, Galactic Golden Nuggies? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? We're just gonna jump in. So I'm gonna wait for everybody to get in here. But for those of you that this message is for, you have always been the oddball. You have never fit in. You've never wanted to fit in. You've always been different. You've always held a different type of vibe, a different type of energy, aura 1,000, aura 1,000,000. You've always been the being that energies wanted to be around, but never wanted to build up. So instead of like going deep into the experiences you've had in middle school and high school, you know this is for you because you know that you were surrounded by individuals, but you always felt alone. You never felt understood. You always knew you were different. You never wanted to fit in. You didn't really want to stand out, but you always did. And you didn't follow societal standards. You were a rebellious energy to where school bored you. You may have been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD because you refused to focus on things that didn't resonate with your soul. You refused to conform, so you were seen as having an issue with authority. Because it just wasn't you. You knew that these programs were attempting to brainwash you. You knew that these programs were attempting to make you feel as though you needed to settle in life, and you never were meant to settle. Your soul never desired to settle. You refused to be like everybody else. You refused to follow the herd. And in you doing that, you started to gain more and more attention, unnecessarily. I say unnecessarily, but this is something that you didn't ask for. It was just natural when it pertained to your energy. You just gravitate, and people want to know about you. You've always had this energy to where you impact individuals, to where either they want to bully you and they want you to not shine that light that you have, or they want to be around you, but they don't want to build you up so that you see yourself as being better than them. And you never did. But individuals, because of the insecurities and the unhealed state of being that they were in, they looked at you in a way where they were placing you on a pedestal. So either you could have been heavily bullied in school and been surrounded by individuals to where you still felt alone. You were a trendsetter, but you never fit in. It's like there were teachers that loved you, that wanted to give you accolades, and that made you uncomfortable, and there were also teachers that bullied you. There were either, and this is just how your energy works, either you mirror onto people what they don't want to see, so they reflect back to you their triggered state of being, or they love what they see. And you mirror back to them this beautiful light, and they mirror back to you this beautiful light. So it was either you were bullied and you were antagonized, you were degraded, you were you didn't receive the credit that was due, or you did. By individuals, like there was no middle ground. Either people hated you with every fiber of their being with no reason, they just hated you, and other people just loved you. This is how your energy impacts those, because of the mirror that you are and the star seed that you have reincarnated within this realm to be. You're a heavy hitter, you're a leader. Everybody always saw within you what either they wanted to be or what they felt like they didn't have or what they weren't willing to work on. You've always been this ascended being, this divine celestial ascended being. And this is why individuals either wanted to end you or they wanted to have a piece of that light. They wanted to pour into you just barely. Not enough for you to unless it was a stranger, not enough for you to fully see your worth and spread your wings and fly, but just enough to where it's like you would stay in that connection. You would stay around them. You would be open to them. And some of you, with this shine on card here, I can't say some of you, if you're resonating with this message, the only individuals that really poured into you and really gave you the message of the guidance, I won't say the message, really gave you guidance, assurance, were strangers. These strangers were open to being channelers of the divine. You would have strangers be like, oh my God, you're a star. Oh my God, you are incredible. Like, you should be seen. People should hear you sing. People should see your face. Like, strangers would confirm for you what your soul knew. But anybody close to you, they would either tear you down, degrade you, or just barely build you up. Like, yeah, you're good. You're good. Like, yeah, you're cool. You're pretty cool. It was never like, no, I see this in you. And for those of you, I'm going to add me, those of us resonating with this message, you had abilities that you didn't express fully because you didn't think that anybody would understand you. You could be a medium, like I am, where you see spirits, you hear spirits, and that may have been classified as schizophrenia. Even though, for those of you that relate to that, your family would ask you about what it is you see, who it is you're seeing, if they have any messages for you in secret. But then they would turn around and degrade you behind your back. You were always deemed as eccentric or an oddity, a freak, a weirdo. But it's because you were never supposed to reach the heights that you have and understand the abilities that you were meant to use to activate others in this realm. If you've had this ability since you were little, you've gone through enhancements that have only put you in a position to be of service to others who, not even to others, to your soul and to this planet, to where these abilities have been unlocked, not only for you to advance, but to assist in the awakening within this realm. And the reason they did not want you to have these gifts activated, to work on these gifts, to take pride in these gifts, the reason you were persecuted for whatever it is you can do, your abilities, whether you are a medium, you can sing, you can dance, whatever it is you were meant to do here, you write poetry, you draw art, you are an architect, just a natural born therapist and counselor. You were always persecuted and degraded by those that saw your worth and had already gained knowledge about your Akashic records, had already gained knowledge about the type of heights you would reach. If anybody, I won't even say if anybody poured into you, but if you believed in your motherfucking self, if you found faith, if you found the Most High, you found your light, and you traveled the divine path to enlightenment. So you were consistently blocked so you would never gain the traction that you have now and step into the position that God has given you, that you have aligned with and that you're ready for. And why? Why have you been studied since you were little? Why did everybody come up against you? Why did everybody see this light but never fully pour into it? Never want you to acknowledge it? Because of how you awaken the world, how you awaken others, and how that breaks down the programmings within this matrix. If we all started doing what our soul incarnated to do, we evolved, we started healing, we started gaining knowledge, path to enlightenment, path to our divine self, divinity. There would be no soul energies to harvest here. We would not be pouring in and idolizing others in any way, shape, and form, because we would see all as connected, all as equal, one love. There wouldn't be one individual gaining mass energetic intake from us pouring into them all at once. whether it's a politician, a celebrity, a CEO, a millionaire, there would be a wealth transfer. And there is a massive wealth transfer. There would be a power transfer for Kingdom Impact. And there is a power transfer from Kingdom Impact for us to make impact here to where souls are guided to their highest evolutionary state of being, where they're no longer stuck in a reincarnation loop, to where they're pouring into careers, jobs, and relationships that their soul is not evolving from. You came here as the oddity you are to wake the world up to what we were not meant to be, and that was enslaved to certain programs within this realm, to where we lost ourselves. There are so many individuals, us included. I want y'all to think back to what before you were awakened, to where you were working a job that you absolutely hated. You were in a relationship you were settling for. You were around karmic individuals, karmic family that you knew didn't fucking like you. And you tolerated the abuse. You took all that shit on. And yes, it was for your evolutionary process. Yes, it was to be a catalyst to your awakening. But can you imagine if your soul decided to stay in that home, in those relationships, at that job? You would have never grown. You would have never achieved the heights that you are now. You would have never found fulfillment. And you would have never found God, not in the way that you have now. And you would have never found yourself. All of this was necessary because of the way that you're meant to activate, not only activate others, but break down how this realm has kept souls from ascending. The more of us that ascend, the more we see through the bullshit. The more we're looking at the absolute menagerie that is this, the fucking politics and the wannabe puppeteered presidents, okay? Because that's what they are, just puppets. And these celebrities that are used as distractions, we're all looking at this and going, what the fuck am I looking at right now? Like, you mean I was pouring in energy to this? We're looking at these jobs we used to work and we're like, you mean I let a motherfucker treat me like shit for $7.25 an hour? You mean I was scrubbing shit out of toilets for $7.25 an hour and still I was working my ass off and still getting treated like shit? What the fuck? No, this is not my job. This is not what my soul came here to do. You mean I was chilling in this relationship where this motherfucker was so insecure that they were taking their insecurities out on me and I was feeling like I was not good enough for Musty Dusty Dinkleberg? For this Dingleberry Musky Muskrat X? Like, what? Think back to all the things that you had allowed into your experience, and yes, to evolve from and learn from, but all the times that you had, exactly, you didn't know your worth, that you had settled. You're not the only one. There are individuals still in that loop where they think that's what life is meant to be because of the illusions they're still under. And we are assisting in breaking through these illusions with not only our evolutionary process, but how we activate others with our gifts. How we're using our throat chakra, how we're using our crown chakra, our intuition, our pineal gland, how we are sharing information like, hey, you want to be more awakened? You want to understand quantum physics? Like, you want to understand this matrix? Here you go. Which is another reason why they targeted TikTok, is because we are quickly sharing information. We are quickly spreading this information. And not only are we spreading it visually, we are spreading it auditorily, but we're also spreading it energetically. We are like trees, sharing this overcoming, sharing this, the shattering of illusion, sharing these downloads and upgrades through our energetic roots. Through our ground star, which is why so many of these practitioners have attempted to bind our soul star, the star above our head, and our ground star, the star below our feet, because we're passing information. We're receiving it, and we're passing it. And the more of us awaken, the more that we start to look at this as what it is. Why are we investing in this? Why are we pouring energy into this? Why are we not growing? Why are we not evolving? Which is why I've talked about it before. So many individuals are quitting their job and going, no, my soul, I hate this. I don't mean to say that word because of how intense the energy is that is connected to that word. But it's like your soul is activating in a way where you can no longer stay in the same loop. You're out of the illusion where you're looking at this and you're going, relationships too, family dynamics as well. You're looking at this and you're going, my soul will not rest while in this situation. I cannot feel content here. It is, your soul is aggravated. Your soul is agitated and irritated. And it's going to continuously convict you, and the divine is going to continuously convict you until you move, you level up. You release what is holding you back and what is aggravating your soul. Because your soul is feeling as though it has been bound, it has been imprisoned, and it's like knocking around these walls that have been self-imposed. To where you're looking at it and you got to realize that you are the key to the reality you desire to live by perceiving what is no longer of use to your highest vibrational timeline, your energy. No longer what your soul has been put in a position to feel as though it deserves, because you know you are worthy of so much more. And thank you, Tempest. Thank you, Lynette. Yes, expect the hoobly jooblies to be a mess today. It is a new moon, you guys. So thank you, Tempest, and thank you, Lynette. Thank you, moderators, for being absolutely amazing. I expected them to be a mess in the chat just because every moon cycle, y'all see, I talk about it every time. They'll be like kind of erratic throughout the month, but anytime it's on a moon cycle or a few days before a moon cycle, they start getting buck wild, going ham sandwich. And it's literally to just distort the energy. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to distort the energy and attach. So don't let the trolls and the bots and the NPCs, like, they're literally non-playable characters. Look at them as Agent Smiths. All right. And this is for those of you that are going to be tuning into this live later that have these individuals at work. You have these individuals commenting on your social media. You have these individuals gang stalking you, because I just got gang stalked at the gym today, and I was like, look at them as Agent Smiths. Like, you're in the Matrix and you got Agent Smiths morphing all around you to try and get a reaction out of you, to try and put you in a position to not see yourself as the Trinity and Neo that you are. So when you see the gang stalkers in the chat, or you're seeing these hoobly jooblies, literally picture them as Agent Smiths with their glasses on, their shades, being like, this is really gonna hit them, guys. Like, that's all they are. They're just a bunch of Agent Smiths trying to be a mess when it pertains to Trinity and Neo energy. The awakening. So just look at them like that. Anytime you get gang stalked, anytime somebody is just being an asshole at your job, look at them and be like, Agent Smith. Anytime you see a gang stalker getting close and stalking you and taking pictures of you, look at them and be like, Agent Smith. That's how I want you to look at these. That's how I want you to look at these non-playable characters. That's literally all they are. Don't give them any power. Look at them like an Agent Smith, because they're gonna be up in the chat being absolutely diabolical. Anyways, back to the message. I've only pulled 3 cards. We'll see if I need to pull some more. With the study of you being this ethereal starseed hybrid, even the government knows who you are because of how you've been able to shift things when you've been little. And it's like every time you did something, just like in the movie, I keep wanting to say it's Looper, it's Jumper. Just like in the movie Jumper, when he was jumping too fucking much, it alerted these individuals that were like, listen, you can't be doing this. You can't be jumping into timelines where you're a billionaire. What the fuck is this? You've been doing this since you were little. You've been shifting things. Your energy has been picked up since you were little. And you think that they don't have devices that can pick up on energetic shifts? Let me tell you something. They just observed a quantum cat, which is it's not a physical cat. It is a manipulation of energy that has been able to withstand being outside of certain fields for, I believe it was 123 seconds. So they have seen how certain shifts are able to hold before they crumble. I want to look into that. Hold on. I want to explain it to you indefinitely. It's something that was just released. It's called a quantum cat. Oh, it's 1,400 seconds. Which is this buildup of energy where they were able to compress it in the form of a cat to where it held its energetic stance. It held its energetic state of being, looking like a cat for 1,000. That's not a real cat. That's a collection of energy. energy they've been able to compress in the form of a cat. States in quantum superposition are notoriously fragile, but researchers in China have reported creating such a state that lasted for a whopping 23 minutes and 20 seconds. This record-breaking result is exciting in itself, but the team believes it could open new ways for high-precision measurements and even information on processing for quantum computers, even possibly allowing scientists to probe the limit of physical theories. Which, if you dive into quantum physics, it's also the shifting and changing of certain states of being in order to bring forth a new way of experiencing a certain reality. Quantum leaping, in other words. So they've been able to, in other words, mess with energy. Hold energy to a certain state of being for a longer period of time in the way that you have been able to do naturally. You have been able to hold certain energy and shift out of certain energy naturally. Something they've been studying, you've already been doing. They have looked, and I know that sounds intense, but for those of you this is for, you know. Because there were certain instances where you were not supposed to be here, you shifted into a timeline that you are. There were certain things that were supposed to happen within a dynamic where, let's say, somebody in your family got into an accident and it was supposed to be worse than it was. Even the doctors are saying, or whoever was looking at the accident, the police, were saying, I don't know how y'all got out of this. Because you shouldn't have. You should not have gotten out of this situation. If it wasn't a car accident, whatever this was, there were certain instances where shit shifted. You did this. God gave you this gift to where you were meant to use it to shift this realm into a higher state of being. And in doing so, you would activate others in connection with your soul energy. So yes, the plan was to find a way to keep you imprisoned, whether in a narcissistic karmic family dynamic to where you would never see your worth, or in physical prison because you would not be able to acclimate to the type of ascension that your soul was attempting to pull you through, and they were going to use your energy against you in order to break you down in a way where you would lose it, just like other individuals in your family may have done. What they attempted to have happen to you, you've already seen others in your lineage have this happen, to where out of nowhere there were individuals in your family that either took their own life, they had an aneurysm, a stroke, a heart attack, or lost their mind. Just broke. It's like something in their mind just broke. And it was because of the energy that was used against them and the fact that their bodies, their vessels went into shock with the way that their soul was trying to ascend beyond what was being directed at them, because they were in alignment with low vibrational energy, which means the spell work at some point was having an effect, but it's because it could adhere to the energy it was being directed towards, because you and these individuals in your lineage were aligned to it. You are the only one that made it beyond this, and it's because you had the strength to. You always had these abilities, but they could not be used against you. You're built different. Your soul's different. Where others were tested within this lineage, others were called. Even those that you had romantic dynamics with, none of them were like you. You're special. You're sacred. You're like a sacred divine cyborg, where everything that broke everybody else, in the way that others broke down, in the way others could not handle these ascensions, you took them on. You almost broke. You died and came back, but you moved beyond this energy to where you adhered it to your energetic armor, and you didn't let it drown you. You didn't let it break you. You let it build you, like you were forged in this fire, this holy fire that at one point looked like hellfire. But it was you taking control of all the hell that had been directed your way, realizing this has come from within. It cannot be used against me when I tame this, when it becomes my ally. My shadow is not my enemy, it is my ally. These enemies are my enemies, so I am looking at these energies as, what do I need to shed when it pertains to how I'm aligning with you energetically? What is keeping me from ascending to where whatever you're directing my way works? Because the moment that I shed this skin that has me aligned with you, whatever you're directing my way will not work. This is how you did this. God trusted you to elevate to this level to where your abilities would assist others more than anyone I know this is going to sound sad. That's why I had to stop. More than anyone in your lineage. Because nobody made it as far as you. There were many fallen soldiers before you, and this is not just in the lineage that you were incarnated in, but those your soul resonated with. Yes, there are energies that have falsified their demise in order to hide in the shadows. But there are those where you know they were taken because you wouldn't have woken up if these individuals hadn't have fallen. You wouldn't have woken up in the way that you did. Your soul shattered, feeling somebody connected to your spirit, their vessel taken. You felt it. Whoever these energies are in your lineage or your soul family, you felt them get taken. The same way somebody would feel their twin flame. That I don't want to use terms, but y'all know when you have that soul connection to somebody, you feel it. You feel when something's going on with them. Like if you are a mother or a father, you feel when something's going on with your kid. When you are connected to somebody romantically and that is your person, you feel when something's going on with them. In the same way they feel something's going on with you. You felt it. You felt somebody get taken. And it's like there was a heartbreak that didn't fully wake you up, that wasn't fully a catalyst. There was either a heartbreak or betrayal that wasn't fully the catalyst to your awakening. And somebody was taken that woke you the fuck up, where you started looking into what was going on. Your soul couldn't rest until you were activated in this way. So some of you, it was somebody that was in your family that you incarnated into. For others, it was somebody that you were heavily connected to. You didn't understand why, and you just knew something happened to them. Before it even came out, you knew something happened because of the way that you felt. And that put your soul in soldier mode, where you said, this has got to change. I got to change. I am awake. Where this is what pushed you to the brink of complete destruction. But in a way where it was the destruction of the old version of you that was complacent in life, that was complacent with the programs. You woke up, and you woke the world up too. And this is why you've been studied. This is why so many individuals wanted to keep up with you. It's like keep before you. It's coming before you so that they could block certain avenues. But you ended up, if we're talking about, like, you ended up shifting beyond any trap, beyond any setup that was placed in order to keep you in a certain position. They couldn't hold you, they couldn't control you, whether this is a karmic narcissistic family or a karmic narcissistic relationship, a karmic relationship, karmic friendship, secret society, the GOV, CIA, whoever this is, or whatever groups or organizations had their eyes on you. A lot was put in place in order to deter you, distract you, bind you, block you. But you kept finding ways out of it. I won't even say you kept. You trusted the Most High to lead you where you needed to be and to the information you needed in order to shift realms, to shift timelines. And every time you shift, you wake somebody up. Somebody connected to your soul that is teetering, is awakened with the fact that you shifted, and they feel it. They feel the urge to move forward. It's like you move, and then the strings attached to you pull somebody else forward, and they go, no, okay, we need to ascend. That's the best way to explain this is you got star soldiers in alignment with you to where you as the lieutenant take a step forward. It's like, I won't even say the lieutenant. We got the lieutenant, which is the Most High. And then we are the sergeants. We are the second in command. And then behind us is a wave that is awakening in order to step into this ethereal ascended position to where they're further looking through the programs within the matrix to assist in breaking through them, breaking them down, and building anew. So every step the Most High, I won't even say every step the Most High takes. Every way the Most High says, move like that. When I move, you move. We move like that. When we shift, it moves the wave behind us. The wave, I won't even say the wave behind us, the wave that is connected to us forward. And then the wave that is connected to them forward. And then the wave that is connected to them forward. The domino effect. And this is why there has been so much persecution, so much practitioner work. There's been so much directed at us to get us to stop, to get us to give up. And there's no giving up. We've already shifted so far ahead where these individuals, they have nothing left other than continuously using the methods they were using before and trying to amp them up in order to deter us or slow things down. It looks like they're attempting to slow things down, but you're speeding it up. The mother and the fathers to this realm, you are speeding this ascension process up on this planet. The more you awaken, the more knowledge you gain, and the more that you focus on shifting your reality, the more this reality shifts, the more others that are connected to your energy seek knowledge. It's like you're the teacher and you're going, you see that? And the wave connected to you is like, got it. It's like, confirm. They said 10-4, affirmative, affirmative. But you have always been like this. This is why there was so much up against you when you were young, to make you feel worthless, to make you feel like a freak, to make you feel as though your abilities were to be stuffed in a box, like stuffed on the back burner, to never be acknowledged, to never be used, to never... Like, this is another reason why these individuals were... If you had a whole smear campaign, you had a whole humiliation ritual, they were out here saying that you were a druggie, you were a prostitute, or you were a pimp, you were this, you were that. Like, these individuals wanted to make you out to be a crazy conspiracy theorist until shit started playing out in this realm. Yeah, they were talking shit. Which, another reason why the term conspiracy theorist even exists is because of the CIA. Because we were all meant to, as we are going through, that was like a fallback plan. Is, all right, if the world starts awakening, we're going to make them feel crazy so they shut up. It was to silence us. And we're not being quiet. And this is what they were afraid of, is you standing in your power, seeing your worth, and knowing the absolute divine celestial starseed that you incarnated within this realm to be, to where your energy, your truth, your divinity, your wings spoke for itself. You had nothing to prove. You relayed the channels, the downloads, and the information you were given. Your energy spoke for itself, the way that you connected to others, and this information would reign as true with the trust in the divine bringing it through. And what I mean by that is, many of us said that we are here. We extraterrestrials are here. We starseeds are here. They called us crazy. Now we've got information being released by Harvard and by the government talking about how celestials have been here. How, yes, there really are UFOs. Yes, starseeds have been just chilling. We have been here. Where there's been a whole study at Harvard about extraterrestrials on this planet and in the moon. Shit that has been exposed where individuals previously had called us crazy that is now being revealed. What has been done in the dark has been brought to light. The Most High said, speak on it. Speak on it, and I will bring it to fruition. I will bring it through. But you are meant to give the channel because you are a prophet. You are assisting in the fulfillment of this prophecy by speaking it, by using your gift. And many of us know our starseed lineage, where we are hybrids. Sirius, Pleiadian, Atlantean, Lemurian, Lyrian, Arcturian, Orion, which some of you may want to look up the Orion starseed lineage, because you may resonate with that being a part of your starseed hybrid connections. As well as those all that have taken a seat at the Galactic Federation looking in on this process. If y'all have looked into the Celestial Treaty that was signed by our government and by the Galactic Federation and the Council of Light, this may help you understand why so many starseeds started getting activated and awakened within the last few years. We have come through to change, not even to change shit, to heal. Where this planet was supposed to be far more advanced than it is, we had been hindered and limited because of the individuals that held power and did not want this process to be activated and these new programs be integrated, because they would have to share. They would have to step down. There would be consistent. The best way to put this is there would be balance when it pertained to who had people, who had power, and how that power was being dispersed. It wouldn't have just been that power and prosperity. It wouldn't just have been in a select 1%. There wouldn't be select individuals that consistently maintained a certain status and name, because that is not the balance. That's not how this planet was supposed to advance. That's not how our souls were placed within this realm to learn. We were not supposed to be consistently pouring our energy into corporations, aka corpse rations, and not evolving, not learning, not ascending. Nor was anybody in this realm supposed to be that grubby and that greedy and allow that greed to overtake them in a way where they held no moral compass for how that would negatively impact others and how it would negatively impact this planet and the balance, the cosmos. We came here as correctors, as architects. We ascended within this realm, and we've been awakened at this time to fix what had almost been too far gone. And this is why you have been studied. This is why we have been studied since we were very young. Because we were the glitch in the matrix that was never meant to be the glitch that completely broke down the matrix. We were always meant to be handled. We were always meant to be controlled. We were always meant to be distracted. But nothing can change the way we see the world. Nothing can put us back to sleep. Nothing can, corpse rations, aka corporations. If you look into the study of words, aka etymology, it will help you break down why certain words have been instilled in order to continuously program us to a certain vibration. You got to be aware of what you're speaking. Just like I say, don't say that you're spending money, because that is energetically stating to the universe, to the Most High, and you are exuding the energy that when you put that out there, you're not going to receive it back. Instead, I want you to say, I am circulating my abundance. Because as you put that abundant energy out there, it comes back to you. You got to be aware of what you are speaking over your own life and others, and what is being spoken to you. This is exactly why they say words are spells, yes. Because when you, just like we talked about in the previous live, where your ears are like the womb. This is another way that, exactly, they will use MK Ultra in order to program you, is through words and hand movements, to where you got to be aware of what you are allowing your subconscious to consume, what you are integrating within your spirit. This is why you got to be careful with what you are watching, what you are listening to when it pertains to music, propaganda, movies even, because they'll play shit in movies. I know when we play some shit back, we start to see shit we didn't see before, like in the Matrix, where you're like, is that a pyramid with an eye on it on the wall? Yes it was. You also got to be aware of what's being placed within your social media in order to distract you and put you in a state of feeling insecure and unworthy, consistently looking into the lives of others and not focusing on yours, not being a creative like your soul came here to do. So be aware of what you're consuming, even on your social media. What you spend the majority of your time looking into, that will be what dictates your experience here. And the Most High Source is experiencing this experience uniquely through us. The Most High is not going to force us to walk a certain path. The Most High is not going to impede upon our free will unless it's going to save our life. But I know when it pertained to my soul, that's what I asked for. Is anytime I'm fucking up, fix it, correct it, Most High. Anytime there is a path that I am walking that could lead me to not being able to fulfill my mission, correct it. And the Most High has. I know the majority of you, if not all of you, resonating with this message. You said you told the Most High, make sure that I wake the fuck up and make sure I do my job. And God said, I got you. You came here as a powerhouse. But that power had to be unlocked through breaking down these programs, experience evolution, learning, and shedding of old death and rebirth. Because as we've talked about before, you had to be trusted with this. Receiving all of this power at once, you would have abused it. You wouldn't have known what to do with all of this. And you would have used it on others, or your emotions would have been out of control to where it would have been used against you. You had to walk through what you walked through. You had to experience what you experienced in order to be a leader, to be trusted as a leader. And this is why you have been under such fire since you were little. Why it felt like nobody was ever on your fucking team. Why it felt like the world was consistently up against you, and why you didn't fit in. You may resonate with something that I used to do, which I would go out at night, and I would look up at the sky, and I would just say, I want to go home, because I know home is not here. I did not feel at home on earth. And there were many nights where I sat out crying under the stars, being like, take me home. Like, I know home's not here. So some of you may resonate with that, where you consistently look to the sky for not just guidance, but help. Home. To feel at home when you looked up. Again, I see quite a few of you are resonating with that. To feel home when you looked up. And now we have brought home here. This is home now. This is home for now. We are not of this world, but we are in this world, and we are in this world to advance it. We are bringing home here, which is what? Heaven. We are bringing home heaven here. Because we are meant to. Again, I'm going to say it, this planet was meant to be more advanced than it has been allowed to be, because of how limited it has been, with how greedy, grubby, and superficial certain individuals, certain entities in a position of power. No, I'm going to speak up. Certain entities and individuals in a position of power allowed it to be. Because they knew more than we had. They had gained information in a way that had not been downloaded to the masses, because of how we had reincarnated within this realm to forget. We were not supposed to remember, because that would be counterintuitive to why we came here. If we knew why we came here, we would not evolve, we would not learn. We would be more bullheaded and more stubborn with that knowledge. We had to come into that knowledge, where there were individuals that had unlocked that knowledge, that had gained the knowledge of who they were, and didn't want the change to happen. And they knew coming with the coming of time, everything would change. But they attempted to slow it down. Multiple individuals in a position of power are far more than just a vessel, and you guys know that. You guys know that they are also of a starseed lineage. And you guys also know, if you've looked into it, the Draconian race was up against the Lyrian race, starseed race at one point, where we have all been placed to unify within this realm. That was one of the challenges we faced, is they knew that with the differences we held outside of this physical vessel, they would instill certain programs to keep us in a state of war, in a state of separation, to continue an imbalance within this realm, to where it had fallen into more of a dystopian state. And we were here to shift it, not into a utopian, but into the balance. Is there going to be lower vibrational experiences? Is there going to be evil that resides in this realm? Yes. But it's all for souls to experience in order to move beyond. But has there been an influx? Yes. You always have known that. You've always felt, since you were little, that the world needed to be different, that it was darker than it should have been, that it got progressively darker. And now it has moved into a state of light, because there's more light here. There's more starseeds awakened. You've seen the difference. You've felt the difference. And you know that we are in an entirely new timeline, to where there's no stopping what we came here to do. There's no slowing it down. Your only job is to not give up with everything that is thrown in your direction in order to limit your expansion. From birth, you have been this starseed. You have been this ethereal, divine oddity. But you were meant to be this because it puts you in this position to not only learn and experience through this lifetime of incarnation, but also step into a position to where you could be trusted as this leader with this divine authority. I know it's going to sound cheesy, but I gotta say it because this is what the divine just channeled. You have earned not only your wings, but the crowns that had been locked, the crowns that had been put up in place until you had earned them from previous lifetimes, to where you let this power consume you. This is the lifetime where you maintain balance. You didn't get walked all over, you didn't walk all over others. You didn't let the darkness consume you. You didn't fully step into your light where you gave up on everything and you just... It's like what they're showing me is there were lifetimes where you became this dictator, where you became overwhelmed with this power, your passion and your power, to where nobody else's emotions mattered. To where in the lighter aspect, you became a doormat to the point where you didn't even want... Like, you were so emotionally broken in previous lives where you secluded yourself. You never stepped into a leadership position. This is the life that you've maintained balance, where you didn't get distracted with unfulfilling, toxic, karmic, romantic dynamics, lower vibrational familial dynamics, and lower vibrational toxic family dynamics, to where either you were taken out, you ran and hid you went into hermit mode basically for the rest of your life. You went into monk mode, to where you did not become a leader because you were just fully enveloped in desiring that solitude. You were fully enveloped in you, to where there were lifetimes where you were just power hungry. You got the power and you let it go to your head. This is the lifetime where you have balanced it out. All is balanced in the way that you have assisted in the balance of this planet. So for those of you this message is for, you have come into a lot of abundance. Energetically, you are aligned with a lot of abundance. You already have a lot of power. You get more powerful every day. And you have been assigned to this leadership position to where many are going to be listening to you. You're going to be guiding many. And again, this is not everybody's message, but for those of you it's for. And I pray it resonates with as many of you as possible. You are changing the world just by existing, just by being activated in this way and knowing what you know and speaking upon it, standing in your truth and sharing your gifts. And there are rewards that come with that. I won't even say rewards. There are certain necessities that come with this position in order for you to further reach more lives, to affect more lives positively, to where you having the space to expand is necessary. You having the abundance to travel, to reach more lives, to work on something you've been guided to work is necessary. And you are in that energy of knowing what is necessary and what needs to be, what has been released. I won't even say needs. Because if you're resonating with this, you've released what you've needed to in order to make room for what your energy now knows is a necessity for how you're going to be changing the world. How you're going to be changing not just these timelines in the world, but all those that see you. All those that were stubborn when it came to the awakening process. This is your mission. And you have come a very long way. You've gone through many painful evolutionary processes. A lot of trauma you have overcome and released. And this is why God trusts you, because you have been through everything in order to help those going through everything. Or going through certain things. 333 on the timer. Where because you have been through everything, you have a view of how to overcome everything. You now know how to align the world with the changes necessary in order for the next generation that comes after this generation to hold a stance of, not even hold the stance, to be the souls, experience the incarnation that they were meant to have. But it came with us shifting this realm in the way that we have and the way that we are doing. In a way where everything is balanced. We have advanced this planet more than any elite individual ever wanted to see this planet advance, because of the way they were unwilling to heal and change and how they would be unable to advance. Yes, Blu-ray starseed. I love that. If you are resonating with this message, the change comes from you. That's how I will leave this, is the change comes from you. All woke up. I will say it like that. All woke up when God woke you up and you chose this path. Because you could have chosen to surrender. You could have chosen to settle. But you said, I know there is more, not just for me, but for all those that were in the situations I was in. I know that I'm going to be able to help so many people with not only this abundance, so many starseeds with not just this abundance, but this leadership position, to where I'm able to convey that I overcame, my story, my testimony, to where any starseed that feels like giving up may change their perspective when they hear about what I've been through, what I overcame, and how and what I became. You're the change that the world needed. So don't ever let the world try and change you. I love you guys. I appreciate you so deeply and so dearly. If I will not see you over on TikTok, I will see you again over here Monday. So until then, take it easy today. It is a new moon, prime time to manifest, visualize, and affirm. And be allowing, if you are currently going through these upgrades and activations, allowing yourself to experience this new version of you fully as you are moving through this expanded energy. So, I love you guys. I appreciate you so deeply and so dearly. Allow yourself to, the best way to explain it, what I meant by this expansive energy, this expanded energy, is you feel bigger. You feel more eccentric. You feel more exhilarated. If you are not there yet, you're about to feel that. You're about to feel like the world on fire in the best way possible, like not negatively, but where you will feel the most powerful you have ever felt before. You feel as though the world is moving for you, and that's because it is, and not in an egotistical way, but in a way where you understand you can control this simulation with what has just been activated within you, even more than you ever have before. You may be looking different. Your taste buds changing, your body changing, like everything has shifted with your energy. And it will continue to catch up to your energy with how deep this transformation has been. How intense this Phoenix energy is. Because that is what you are. You continuously rise out of the ashes of the old you as something new, something bigger, something better. And this is the best you have ever been, the most powerful you have ever been. This is the you that you have finally moved into, that you have previously been visualizing. It is you. You are exactly like an X-Men in this moment. But the X-Men that you used to daydream about when you were younger. The person that you saw when you would ask yourself, who is the most successful version of me? Like, what do I see when I picture me being happy? When I picture me being successful? When I picture me in this leadership position? When I picture me making the most impact, the biggest impact? You are now that version of you. You've moved into the timeline where that version of you, you've held hands, you've integrated. It is you. You are the you that you wanted to be. Now the world's got to catch up to you. The world's got to catch up to your energy. Bars. Anyways, you guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to go over to TikTok for a little bit. I'm not going to be live for super long over there. But if I'm not going to be, hold up. I almost went into a new channel, and I might save that for TikTok. Because I said if I'm not going to be over there for long, it's because I'm going to be working on working on the current upgrade that I'm going through. But then I was going to go into another channel about the type of upgrade symptoms you may be experiencing. We'll probably get into those over on TikTok. But if I will not be seeing you over on TikTok, I will see you again over here on Monday. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. I honor you. Please honor your own energy and experience in this time. Take time for yourself. Rest, ground, drink your water, and remember the power that you hold. And remember to stay peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High. Check with your motherfucking self. Of all, like, before you get out of pocket with any individual, check with the Most High. Check with yourself. Check yourself before you work yourself. And then check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car. Vroom, vroom. With your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. So, I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you again Monday, if not over on TikTok. So until then, drink your water, stay grounded, take your spiritual baths and showers, and remember who the fuck you are. You are an infinite being, an infinite celestial starseed that came here to not only go through this awakening, but awaken the world. Never let the world change you, because you came here to change the world, and the power that you hold puts you in a position of not only divine authority and spiritual and physical authority, but it puts you in a position to make the changes necessary to this realm that would change positions of power for many. So use this gift wisely. I love you guys. And until I see you guys again Monday, bye.